would he be there if your life fell apart tomorrow? You don't have to wait for proof. The red flag's already there. If you love your
Nah. Ridiculous. You don't have to wait for proof. The red flag's already there. Never, baby. Never, baby. What did I say earlier? No. No. Guilty before proven innocent? No. Innocent before proven guilty? Yes. I will not be just immediately just saying, nah, bruh, we don't need the proof, bro. Nah, you don't have to wait for the proof. The red flags are already there. I will not be saying that, John. I will not be saying or doing that, John. Nah, bruh. This is, again, how you spread misinformation, slander people, make defamatory claims. This is 100% how you do that. I will not be doing that. Pass. Not much time to waste around. Y'all saw title and thumbnail, but first, the backstory. So of course, I already know one of the huns in the comments, and shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying, the bros and the babes, everyone who watches. Shout out love, of course, baby. Yeah, of course, like I say all the time, can recommend me stuff, you know what I'm saying, la dramas, slops, teas, anything you want me to cover. You already know how that gets down. But one of the huns in the comments had let me know there is some allegations being levied against beloved YouTuber CoryxKenshin. Now, we talked about Cory mad times before, and Heads was trying to funny enough, can't even talk Trillican grammar. Trying to levy allegations against Cory back in the day. They were trying to say, like, yo, he was looking at, you know what I'm saying, one of the huns is, you means le booty, you know what I'm saying, well endowed peas type of jump. But yeah, during that time, huge nothing burger. Yeah, nothing came of that because, yeah, like I said, nothing burger, number 7, mixed slot. Terrible jumps we got going on there. But yeah, this time around, yeah, it's looking a bit deeper, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, of course, Trilly has to take a look at what's going on with these allegations here, because he's gonna have to give his own opinions and conjecture on it, baby. So I ain't gonna waste no more time, because we gotta get right into it. Trilly talks everything. Trilly does indeed yap everything every time, especially when it comes to these allegations, because oh boy, it gets crazy, baby. Let's get right into it. You already know. Back on the page, covering all the good slops, dramas, and teas, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Slopping Mule. Covering the good Jones. We got CoryxKenshin situation is insane. Of course, if you guys want to watch the OG video, down in the description, first link, shout out level Slopping Mule. And let's get right into it. No time to waste. Let's see what's going on with CoryxKenshin, man.
I actually did something to you while you were asleep.
Ladies and gentlemen, over the past day or so, CoryxKenshin has received a shocking allegation over on another social media.
While you were asleep.
Ladies and gentlemen, over the past day or so, CoryxKenshin has received a shocking allegation.
Just to spread it around, Panda Ninja ex-official on TikTok released an entire timeline regarding her abusive, manipulative, and absurdly toxic relationship with CoryxKenshin with evidence. I will link her stories below, all in 3 parts. Please share this around so she doesn't go unnoticed.
Over on another social media platform. There's been lots of misunderstandings and misconceptions within this allegation, which will become apparent when we actually go through it. But without further ado, I want to dive straight into it because there is a lot to talk about here. The first thing that was posted by this accuser was the bacon avocado trend, and then she says that she was hurt by CoryxKenshin and that she dated him, but she's not the only one that got hurt. This was then followed up by 3 long parts of written testimony posted to TikTok with some Xbox messages spread in within.
Alright, say no more, so we gotta see those.
Dear CoryxKenshin, didn't want to do this, but I don't owe you my silence anymore. There's no clean way to start, just that familiar weight in my chest, while the world kept applauding someone who never showed up for me. I was never part of your world publicly. You made sure I stayed close, just far enough to be invisible. Your followers eat up the whole man of faith image you push, but a faith without basic decency isn't faith, it's
Yeah, okay, so off the rip, I ain't even gonna lie, Trilly, oh my god, is Trilly about to be dick-eating? Is Trilly about to be that guy? Holy shit, you're trying to be contrary and fucking play devil's advocate. But already, I'm going to be honest with you, it's given, like, you know what I'm saying, trying to form a story, trying to form, like, you know what I'm saying, a narrative, you know what I'm saying, trying to build the sympathy off the gate. I'm just gonna say, but again, y'all know I be objective, we gonna look at it, but I'm just gonna tell y'all that's my opinion off the gate. It's like, you know what I'm saying, we trying to build this storyline, trying to form this narrative so Heads could, you know what I'm saying, feel more sympathy on her end.
branding. Talk about devotion, but act like hurting people in private doesn't count. That's not devotion, that's hypocrisy. You fooled a lot of people, but not me. When I met you, I was at one of the lowest points in my life. I was still healing, still trying to remember how to love myself after going so long without it.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so it's more building that narrative again, so you feel the sympathy for her. Obviously, within the allegations levied, which we don't even know. Well, yeah, we do, obviously, from that Twitter post we just seen. Hold on, where are we at? 109? Let me go back to these right there.
And over the past day or so, CoryxKenshin has received a shocking allegation.
Yeah, so she's a legend again, abusive, like manipulative, it's really toxic and things such like that. So already like off the ripper, let me go back to 109. Yeah, again, so already off the ripper, like in this case, you obviously would perceive her as the victim, but more or less with this is like, yeah, we're going back on the time, like, yo, she was already down, like terrible, you know what I'm saying, her head wasn't right, you know, all this different type of stuff. She was trying to learn how to love herself again. Like, again, it's forming that like sympathetic narrative.
I had all this love and nowhere to put it, and for a moment your attention made me feel seen, like maybe I wasn't invisible anymore. Even writing this now has me crying so hard, I can barely breathe. The pain still lives in my body, like it just happened yesterday. I'm not writing this because I still care, I'm writing this because I've carried too much in silence. You ghosted me, not because you were confused, but to teach me a lesson. You made me feel like I had to shrink just to earn a reply. Every move was calculated, even if I couldn't see it back then. Anytime I tried speaking up, you twisted it into something wrong with me, and while I sat alone, replaying every word, breaking myself apart, just trying to make sense of it, they were out here calling you a positive role model. They never know how many nights I cried quietly into my pillow, trying to convince myself it wasn't that bad, just so I wouldn't have to admit how deeply it broke me. You never showed up when it mattered, you only came around when it was convenient, when you wanted something when it was easy, but when I needed care support, the bare effing minimum, you vanished. Like I said as well when we started reading this.
Listen, again, when I be saying allegations and all that type of jazz, or like, yo, when you levy these jones against people, you already know how you get down. Them boys gotta be substantiated. There's gotta be some mean proof and all that junk, because obviously if it's not, then you would be slandering someone and spreading misinformation, you know what I'm saying, spreading defamatory claims, things such like that. And so far, obviously, it's not looking like any proof. It's looking like I said, already trying to form that story, form that narrative. But we go on.
This is broken up into 3 parts. Now you will understand which part is which, not only because I will tell you, but as well the colour of the background does change. That was your punishment. Silence, distance. Disappearing like affection was something I had to earn. Like loving you too loudly meant I needed to be put in my place. You treated my body, my heart, my time like they were things you could shelve and retrieve whenever it suited you. Like I only existed when you needed to feel wanted. You made sure your absence cut deeper than your presence ever comforted. And the worst part, that kind of damage takes effort, so congratulations. Of course here the accuser is building this narrative that...
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, yo, we not seeing a lot of proof yet. We just seeing a lot of, again, like building that story, building that narrative. It's like, y'all know how, like, as we'll see in the John, you have like, yo, your beginning of the story, you know what I'm saying, your rising action, you know what I'm saying, your climax, then your falling action, and then obviously like, yo, your end. It's like, yo, we're at like the storyline rising action part, you know what I'm saying? It's like we're formulating what's going on. We're getting to like what's the overall main story, which I'm hoping that climax is the proof. Something to substantiate these claims.
CoryxKenshin was this toxic, manipulative person. And then came the subtle jabs. You once asked if I wanted to know how much you made. I said no because I didn't care. I've never depended on anyone. I've worked hard my whole life and made my own money. But still, you made me feel small for the job I had, like I was a disappointment just for not living up to your standards. I never asked for your money, your platform, your help. I didn't want what you had, I just wanted to be treated like I mattered, like a fucking human being. But even that felt like too much for you. It probably bothered you that I wasn't impressed, that I didn't melt for your image, your ego, your self-importance, that I saw right through you and still gave you the chance to be real. That version of you, the one who can actually care, he never effing existed. And then
yeah, again, like this is just like, again, the all I could go off of is like, this is he said, she said, before we see any proof, like any text messages, any things and such like that. This is just all you can only believe, again, like what she's saying, and then that obviously would be going on the guilty guilty before innocent, even though it should obviously be innocent before proven severely guilty. So like, yeah, I can acknowledge this, and obviously you can acknowledge people like having, you know what I'm saying, things going on with their mental, and like you can feel, you know, sympathy on that factor. But I'm still just like, and so we see some like messages or some type, John, I'm just like, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, again, I can understand, but mixy.
Came your one grand fucking gesture. Flowers, candy, a teddy bear, and a card. The first thing you ever bothered to give me. The last thing that I felt remotely real. The card said, the way I feel about you is real. You are so wonderful, so gentle and kind, not to mention sexy. I miss you. I hope this puts a big old smile on that pretty face.
I just don't see when you're making, like, you know what I'm saying, these allegations, how any of this matters. Like, I don't see why I need to know about this. I just need to know, like, and be shown, like, any signs to where, like, if we're claiming that CoryxKenshin, again, going back to, like, this,
Ladies and gentlemen, over the past day or so, CoryxKenshin has received a shocking allegation.
going back to, like, yeah, this John right here, where we're seeing that he's supposed to be abusive, manipulative, and or absurdly toxic in relationship. Like, so far within what she's saying, it's like, yeah, I understand, again, this is how she feels, but is there anything on Corey's end that you could show us that really corroborates this? That's what I'm saying. It's just don't know.
Around when it was convenient, when you wanted something when it was easy, but when I needed care, so comforted. And the worst part, that kind of damage takes effort, so congratulations. Of course, here the accuser is building this narrative that CoryxKenshin
Okay, wait, hold on. No, we're far ahead of this area.
our pretty face. It felt maybe finally something was different. For a split second, I let it crack my armor. I let myself believe you. When you called that night and poured out a heart to heart, said I've made a lot of mistakes, but you were never one of them, I effing cried, because even after everything, I still wanted to believe you were capable of being good to me. And the next day, someone told me they saw you in California with another girl. I already knew where you were going. You told me that part. But you never said who you were going with, so I assumed it
It's like, okay, if that is true, is that something that you could corroborate? Like, it's, again, like,
was your family. That's how it always was with you. I never really knew that you were doing just whatever pieces you decided to share. All I did was ask, calmly, the way anyone seeing someone would. I'm not the type to pry or get jealous over nothing, but when the details don't add up, I pay attention. But you
again, is there anything she could put to corroborate this, though? Like, that...
up to me, you said it was your sister, got defensive. I wasn't accusing you of shit, I just wanted the truth. But your reaction said everything, even if it really was your sister. The guilt slipped out before you could cover it. You always gave yourself away, and then you ghosted it again. Do you know what that kind of pattern does to someone? It rewires your nervous system. It teaches you not to trust softness, not to believe kindness. It makes you think that if something feels good, it's probably a setup. That was the real you, not the sweet, funny persona you flashed on camera. Just a selfish, image-obsessed coward who cared more about looking good than being good. You couldn't even stay in the same room as your own consequences because accountability doesn't get likes, right? I spent
I mean, that is true. Accountability. Not for some of these heads. Definitely wouldn't get them likes considering the fucking echo chamber they're in. Now, we are talking about you goddamn G-boys. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, again, I could understand that factor of, like, yo, someone not taking accountability, especially if they're on the ego tip and all that type of John, especially if they are on the narcissistic, abusive, manipulative timing. But she has shown nothing so far, again, that shows that Corey is even a licksy, a poopsies, a drop in a bucket like this. Nothing so far. I'm going to be, like, super honest with y'all. Like, nothing so far shows this. This is just, again, a narrative she's trying to form, building that story. Again, this is, like, the rising action, like, I'm hoping that the climax is coming soon, and that climax is some proof, something to really substantiate this, because, again, if not, we are just making baseless claims and baseless accusations. Yeah, well, accusations and allegations. Yeah, so, continuing on.
so long asking what was wrong with me, wondering how I could show up with my whole heart and still not be enough, trying to be softer, quieter, easy to love, but the truth is, I was never asking for too much. I just kept pouring into someone who never planned to give anything back. You knew how badly I wanted to be loved, so you breadcrumbed just enough affection to keep me hoping, then call me crazy for wanting more. And still, I gave you the benefit of the doubt every time. I left your excuses rewrite the truth, just so it would hurt a little less. I held your chaos like it was love, because that's all you ever offered. But that was the part 1 that the accuser released, her testimony, her experience with CoryxKenshin, what she was feeling during that time period. Now for part 2. And then came the Xbox messages. It wasn't even what you said, it was how casually you said it, like nothing you'd done had ever left a scar, like you hadn't already shattered me once and just gotten bored. And they attach an Xbox message that says,
Okay, bet. Finally, okay.
okay, so what's up? You still seeing something?
I'm sitting here like, holy shit, yo, finally some messages or some shit. I'm like, bro, listen, again, formulated narrative, I understand and all that, but yeah, we gonna need to see some more proof. That's gonna, or better yet, some proof in the fucking first place, because, you know, that's what's really gonna corroborate all of this, again, in these accusations being levied against CoryxKenshin.
Someone? Why'd you ask? Because I'm trying to fuck your—
Wait, shit, go back.
And they attach an Xbox message that says, okay, so what's up? You still seeing someone? Why'd you ask? Because I'm trying to fuck your life up some more. What? That was a joke, geez, lol. I was just asking. They respond with, never heard you curse before, that's why it threw me off. Like it was funny, like it was cute, as if the pain you caused the first time wasn't real, the confusion, the trauma, the effing aftermath, all just a joke now that you were bored again. My
Wait. Nah. No. Okay, wait. No. Fuck, bro. I'm always gonna get myself fucking canceled, bro. But listen, this is how it's gonna be solved. Okay, so what's up? So you're still seeing someone. Why do you ask? Because I'm trying to fuck your life up some more. What? That was a joke, geez, lol. I was just asking. Never heard you curse before. That's why it threw me off. yeah, bro. Like when someone says like they're trying to like fuck your life up and all that type of jazz, like this is like a flirting type of John. This is like a Riz type of beat. When you say like, yeah, somebody gonna fuck your life up, it means like, yeah, bro, like, yo, you want them to be on your body. You want them to be on your body. Like, yo, it's that time. Like, it's finna get a little humpy. You know what I'm saying? It's finna get misky. Risky. I can't even talk. Mixy. Yeah, mixy is what the situation is. But yeah, this ain't looking like abuse or manipulation, or better yet to that. Like, wait, hold on, let me not even, or no, abuse and manipulation or any of that type of jump, bro. This is just like, you know, again, casual banter, maybe a little bit of El Riz, but I'm not seeing crazy Johns out of this. Not really.
They respond with, never heard you curse before, that's why it threw me off. Like it was funny, like it was cute, as if the pain you caused the first time wasn't real, the confusion, the trauma, the effing aftermath, all just a joke now that you were bored again. My chest locked up, I wasn't even surprised, just furious you still had the audacity to crawl back in like you're welcome, like I'd let you roam me again for your own entertainment. You didn't come back to make things right, you came back because you're fucking with me because you feel powerful, because you knew I used to let you in, because you counted on the damage you did to me to keep me soft, because you thought I'd be too broken to bite back. Then
nah, this is not that. Oh yeah, 616. Hold on. This is not that. Like, yo, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe Corey was trying to get a little, like, you know what I'm saying, sensual, a little risky. He was trying to get a little frisky. But was he trying to come in to be like a freaking light Yagami? Like, Lucifer Britannia commands you. Was he trying to be on a manipulation tip? Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe he was just looking to get, like, you know, like a little bomb, a little one night stand. And you can feel however you want about that. Listen, personally, find yourself a partner, some love. Get down with that. But yeah, even to that, I'm not really getting mad at heads for doing the one night stands or no type of John, bro. Do whatever you want to do. But this is not the main, at least from what I'm perceiving and in my opinion, this is not no abuse, manipulation, or any of that. Like, yeah, maybe you try and get, like, you know what I'm saying, some jalooper, you know what I'm saying, get some peas, but abuse, nah, like, nah, not seeing it, boss. Anyway.
Soft because you thought I'd be too broken to bite back. Then more Xbox messages were attached because I wanted me how? Like how I've had you. Like in a relationship type of way or something else? Like something else. That's kind of messed up. I wasn't a toy. I know that. I was just about to message you after a year and ask you to be my girlfriend. But I guess it was just a good fuck for you. When you said relationship, I thought you meant I was just gonna ask you out. Nah, I mean you were, but that's not all you were. Anyway, doesn't matter, you're with someone. That's how it felt all the time, even if I wasn't. I wouldn't have let you again, and when I did that with you is something I just don't do with anyone. You wouldn't have let me F again, lol. No, I wouldn't. I'm glad, I'm the same, I don't fuck anyone, double bummer. The difference between you and I, though, is that I don't do it with just anyone because I was sexually abused. I'm not saying that for you to feel bad or whatever, but for you to understand. I know you told me that. I didn't know I got lumped into the category with the person that did that because I was being used for that. I guess that time when you told me how you felt was not real too. This is where I want to jump in.
I'm just like, wait. Okay, so how did you see it? I'm glad. The same, I don't fuck anyone, double bummer. The difference between you and I is I thought I don't do it with anyone just because I was sexually abused, which... terrible on her, and obviously you don't want none of that John to be happening to the Huns, to the bros, to anyone. Shit is obviously terrible and traumatic. I'm not saying that for you to feel bad or whatever, but for you to understand. I know you told me that. I didn't know I got lumped in the category with the person that did that because I was used for that. Because I was being used for that. Yeah, just want to make sure I'm not blocking it yet. Because I was being used for that. I guess that time when you told me how you felt was not real too. I don't understand. So from him, I guess, coming in trying to get, like, I don't know, like what, a sneaky link or some John or whatever, that means he's lumped into the categories with people that, like, sexually abuse people. That is just pushing it way extremely too far.
I'm not saying that for you to feel bad.
Let me go back to the other Johns. But I guess I was just a good fuck for you. When you said in a relationship, I thought you meant I was gonna ask you out. Like, again, like, yo, if the way I'm seeing this, John, is like, yo, he acknowledges, like, that, okay, she's in a relationship, oh, that type of beat, like, okay, she doesn't do this John anymore, like, I'm not even on that type of tip, and that's why, again, he was hitting her up, like, yo, it's one night stand type of beats or any of that type of jazz, but obviously they had history before. Yo, clearly he was on the same type of timing to get back with her or go, like, you know what I'm saying, get mixy with her and all that type of beat. But again, it doesn't seem like the type of energy to where he's trying to be abusive and all that. It's like, yo, hey, like, we had previous relationships before. I don't know what type of timing you're on, like, right now. But yo, it might get a little mixy. Yo, he hits her up, acknowledges, okay, you're in a relationship. Okay, yeah, I understand you were like had some of this John before. I'm cool. I'm not even on that same type of timing. All right, let me fix it up. I still don't understand where the, like, you know what I'm saying, abuse and or, like, you know, manipulation is coming from in this job, but let's keep going.
Bad or whatever, but for you to understand. I know you told me that. I didn't know I got lumped Two. This is where I want to jump in because there's a misconception here. Lots of people now genuinely think that she's accusing CoryxKenshin of SA or something like that, or abuse, when that isn't the case. She's just saying
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think like she's directly accusing him, but like I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know where that like would even come up, because that's what I'm saying. How would Cory be lumped in with bulls that are like, again, like sexually abusers? Like, that's crazy as fuck. Nothing here from what I've seen would even push to that regard, especially because he himself acknowledged like, okay, yo, she's not even on that type of timing anymore. Neither am I. Like, yo, bulls not doing one night stands or like just fucking anybody. It's like, nah. So I don't understand, again, where even the manipulation or the abuse part could even come from this shit.
that's something that happened to her. Do you hear yourself? You knew I'd survived SA. You knew how hard it was to feel safe in my own body, and you used that as leverage. Just to remind me how far you'd gotten. Threw it in my face like I should have been flattered. You didn't want me. You wanted access. The version of me who froze when things felt wrong, who kept forgiving you because I thought love was supposed to hurt. When I pushed back, you got defensive. I don't know why I'm lumped into that category. F you, you put yourself there. Cross lines, you had no...
What the fuck? Hold on.
When I pushed back, you got defensive. I don't know why I'm lumped into that category. F you, you put yourself there.
That's like, again, this is like not even the interpretation. Like, he's just kind of questioning. Like, you brought up once more in the joint. Like, hold on, let's go back. You had brought up, like, kind of like unannounced again that you had been sexually abused, which again we can acknowledge and feel sympathetic for that, because duh, like, you don't want anyone to go through that. But yo, like, for you to bring that up, he what else could he like interpret? Like, oh damn, like, yo, am I making her feel this type of way? And that's what I'm saying. That shit doesn't even make sense, because what did he do within this convo for her to even bring that up or even feel this way? I'm so confused. But anyway, he comes up to John. I know you told me that. I didn't know I got lumped into that category with the person that did that. That's where I'm saying I could kind of understand Cory's misconception, or where he kind of get confused on that a little bit, because it's like, for what she could have just been like, you know what I'm saying, off the ripskis, like, nah, I don't do this John anymore, or I'm just not personally interested in doing any of that with you anymore, Cory. I don't even understand like why she had to bring up the whole part of being sexually abused. Like, once more, I'll say again, we can feel sympathy for her because of that, because yo, it's terrible. But I don't understand why she had to bring it up. Two, I don't even understand what made her feel like this was even something close to a scenario like that. And then three, it's like, what she mentions this, so what is Cory supposed to feel? I don't understand. But obviously, in that same sense, like, duh, Cory's gonna know, like, yeah, I don't think I'm a sexual abuser, bro. I don't think I was on that type of time and to do that type of jazz to her. You know, maybe I was trying to get mixy, frisky, sensual, or whatever, but it's not that. Yo, this boy is this. Oh man, this is bad. Okay, let's go back to the show. Let's go back.
You put yourself there.
I don't think he did. He was just questioning it. I definitely don't think he would put himself there.
Those lines you had no right to, and you knew exactly what you were doing. Then you tried to backpedal, like everything could be undone if you called it a mistake. But it wasn't a mistake, it was you being you. Backpedal, you were never used for sex. I need to make sure you understand that. I loved you, like I said. Didn't have any of my shit together. You love me? How is that possible? Then you...
What? Backpedal, you were never used for sex. I need to make sure you understand that. I loved you. Like I said, didn't have my shit together. He's direct. What the fuck? I don't know what. Like, all I could go interpret off of is the shit that we are privy to and have. And if this is what we have, yo, Cory's directly saying, yeah, I was never using you just for sex. You were never like just, you know what I'm saying, a fuck toy or anything like that. Like, nah, it was genuine love. You know what I mean? And he's trying to get that across. What the fuck is going on here? Oh
I need to make sure you understand that. I loved you, like I said. Didn't have any of my shit together. You love me? How is that possible? Then you had the nerve to say, I loved you back, then I just didn't have my shit together. Really? You had the money, the platform, the fans, the house, the car, everything. You had every tool to be a decent human being, and you still choose to be careless with someone you claim to love. I didn't have any of my shit together either, but I still showed up with heart, with honesty, with care. I never used my chaos as an excuse to mind F someone else. But I guess empathy doesn't hit the same when the mirror's not pointed at you, because if someone can say, I loved you after they've already destroyed you, what the F does love even mean? And if anyone is reading this, I want you to really ask yourself, how would you feel? Would you keep making excuses for him? Would you still tell yourself it wasn't that bad? Because I did.
it just looks like, honestly, worst case scenario, both of y'all are immature as hell. Both of y'all are immature as hell. But again, abuse, manipulation, all this? Nah. There's no way. Nah, no. Over some Xbox messages? Bro, there's no way. Nah, we're trolling, right?
I did it for a long time. I held in everything while they held him up. What makes it worse is how many people still praise you, how many don't know who you really are, how many built their platforms just by orbiting yours, and while all of that was happening, something else started happening to me. What would you do if the nurse called your name and the moment you sat down, the world stopped making sense? You're staring at the doctor's mouth, but the sun's already gone, no tears, just shock, like your soul stepped out of your body and left you alone to hold the news, heart slamming against your ribs, tunnel vision, thoughts collapsing under words like chemo, mastectomy, radiation, and
Yo, I'm sorry. Okay. Yo, is this another Skeppy allegations? Like, I'm sorry, yo, cancel me if you want to. But Trilly's gonna speak his real because, like I said, I'm gonna say how I feel, bro. This ain't no audience capture shit. Fuck, do I look like Hassan? Yeah, fuck no. Yo, this is looking like some 2012 Tumblr bullshittery. This is looking like some Wattpad bullshittery. I'm sorry. Our best substantiation and proof for all this shit is some like Discord and Xbox Live messages. The claims here being made is that emotional abuse, just general abuse, manipulation, all of this. What are we doing here? What are we... Thoughts... No tears. Just shock. Like your soul stepped out of your body and left you alone to hold the news. Heart slamming against your ribs. Tunnel vision. Thoughts collapsing. Under words like chemo. What does this even say? I don't even know. Mastectomy? Radiation, and outside, the pandemic makes sure no one's there to catch you. Hun, you're claiming that Cory is, again, generally abusive, emotionally abusive, a manipulator, and all these different things. I'm going to need to see more. I'm going to need to see a lot more. Immediately, right now. Because this is not enough to be making these claims. Not enough at all. Nope. Moving on.
Outside, the pandemic makes sure no one's there to catch you. You are isolated, terrified, too stunned to tell more than a handful of people because you barely believe it yourself. You can't know your life just shattered, yet somewhere you still have to keep walking. I reached out to people, not for comfort but for closure, because when you survive trauma like mine and you're forced to face the possibility that you're...
I'm trying to figure out what trauma she survived. Where's the abuse? Where's the emotional abuse? Where's the manipulation?
Story could end early. You do what feels right, your soul, whether anyone else understands or not. So I reached out to you. I didn't reach out because I was weak. I did it because if my time was up, I wasn't taking your unfinished damage with me. And what did you say? That was the most passive-aggressive cancer reveal ever, lol. Read that again.
That was the most passive-aggressive cancer reveal ever?
That wasn't just cold. It was effing cruel. It was harder than the diagnosis itself. If that kind of cruelty comes easily, were they ever human? With me. And what did you say? That was the most passive...
That was the most passive-aggressive cancer reveal ever, lol. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel from this. Yeah, y'all are gonna have to call me soulless, heartless, or anything. I just need to know where the fucking, like, emotional abuse, general abuse, and manipulation is. Because where is it? It's not here.
Aggressive cancer reveal ever, lol. Read that again. That wasn't just cold. It was effing cruel. It was harder than the diagnosis itself. If that kind of cruelty comes easily, were they ever human at all? I live.
I'm pretty sure he's human. I just think, like, yeah, we're just going way out of proportion, and now we're interpreting a lot of these scenarios because, again, nothing I've seen so far looks anything close to abuse, or I guess what I would call abuse, or emotional abuse, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I cover Yoko soy dubs, that looks actually extremely way more like emotional abuse, especially within a relationship thing such, than anything I've seen here so far. Yoko gets up in his boy and claims about how fucking Soy Dub shits his pants, is a fucking bitch, he's getting fucking roached out by Gorgeous Gabe and all this fucking shit, bro. And that shit looks really bad. We can all acknowledge that. That shit is probably fucking emotional abuse because goddamn it looks fucking bad for Soy Dubs. This shit right here is nowhere near. This is Tumblr Wattpad at its finest. It's getting me progressively more angry. I'm going to let you know, and again I'll keep prefacing this is all my own opinion, and however you want to interpret this you can, because you know how we get down, baby.
let's keep it objective. Let's just say, hey man, listen, everyone's allowed to have their opinion. Let's keep the arguments cordial and amicable. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'll keep it P. But to me, we need fucking more. This is not enough. This is not enough at all. And so far, again, I will not be taking this shit serious until it takes itself serious. Not in the words of Hun, but the fucking, you know what I'm saying, little proof and substantiation shit. This post she's got here, until it takes itself serious, I'll be waiting to take it. Because this, again, we're going to need more.
And when I came out the other side, I wasn't alone. I was helped by people who love me with no agenda. That's what healing looks like. That's what love actually is. That's when I realized who you really were. That was the moment. You knew my story. You knew I'd already been through it. You watched your own mother go through it. You saw what it did to your own family. You felt that word means. The fear, the fight, the way it rips everything apart. And you said it anyway. So what the F was your excuse? No questions, no compassion, just a joke. Because anyone who can witness your pain and feel absolutely nothing was never someone with a soul to begin with. Heartless. Because you weren't just a person I left behind. You were a name the internet wouldn't let me forget. You were still everyone's favorite post, and no one knew what it cost me. Your fans kept showing up in my DMs, acting like they had insight, but
Do you have proof of this, that you're getting brigaded and all of that? It would be lovely to show this, because then again, this is more things that could be used against Cory to prove these things that you're alleging against him.
they don't know a damn thing. And of course there was N. She found me through your Xbox friend list, checked my profile, saw my IG in the bio and followed me, but I didn't know that yet. So that was part 2.
Is there, again, do you have like proof of this? Again, more things that, like, with the things you're alleging against Cory could substantiate what you're saying.
Of the accuser's story and what she allegedly went through with CoryxKenshin, and now we're moving on to part 3. So I asked, oh, you're a fan of Cory? She said, yeah. I said, I'm not. She followed it with why. It came off like a curious question, like maybe she knew more than she was letting on, but I wasn't about to assume. So I kept it short. We dated. It didn't work out. I didn't realize how she even found me until later. After that post and our conversation, something felt off. So I did some digging and saw she was following me on Xbox, so that's when it clicked. She must have found me through Xbox. I didn't know how many others she did that with. At the time, she hadn't done anything weird. She seemed like nice. Just another follower showing support. We had light conversations, nothing alarming. She liked some posts, messaged here and there. And when you're a creator, that kind of thing happens all the time, so I didn't think anything of it, but the vibe was off. Like she was watching more than connecting. I didn't have proof, just a gut feeling, and I should have listened to it. Then the anonymous IG account showed up. They started calling her out directly. At first, the way they worded it made it sound like I was part of the problem too, but that wasn't the case. I messaged them directly to clear it up. They listened. They removed the part about me. That's when they clarified they weren't trying to come for me, they were trying to warn me, and they were calling N out. Didn't have my full story, but they knew enough to see that you weren't good to me, and somehow N knew too. Before she...
What were they seeing? This is what I'm saying. They didn't have my full story, but they knew enough to see that you were good to me. What? Oh my god. See, this is the same thing that, again, like, yo, the head seer was doing in the Skeppy allegations. Like, nah, what do you mean? I need the full story. I need every bit of proof you have, because I'm not seeing any. This is not... Oh my god, bro. What are we doing, bro? This Tumblr fucking bullshit. You know, okay. We're not done yet. Well, there could be more proof.
You ever interacted with me?
There could be proof. Because there is none so far. My fault.
That's when things started to click. Because this wasn't new behavior, and had done this before. Turns out she had a reputation in your space, though I didn't know that then. I was still assuming someone, especially you, might step in and shut down the chaos. The account eventually explained that—
What chaos? What chaos? Without the full story, Heads already knew what was really going on. The account eventually explained the full intent. You don't even have the full story. What do you mean full intent? This is crazy. Bro, what? Oh my god, bro. Nah, bro, there's no way. There is no way. Oh my
space, though I didn't know that then. I was still assuming someone, especially you, might step in and shut down the chaos. The account eventually explained their full intent. They wanted the truth out about you mostly, but also about N for the cruel manipulative shit she was doing in your community, inserting herself.
Who the fuck is this? If you have proof of these motherfuckers doing it, show us. What the fuck are we sitting here doing? Bro, this shit is getting me so fucking tight, bro.
Into the lives of the women you were connected to, digging, meddling, then twisting things. Ed messaged you directly, tried to paint your own version of the story, one where
Ed messaged you direct. Do you have proof that they did this? Oh my god. Yo, this is so dumb. There is no... Yo, y'all need to severely understand. I could totally understand not liking niggas. There are a ton of niggas out here online that put out they rhetoric, that have opinions, yada yada, that Trilly does not fucking like. I need y'all to understand. But will I go out of my way to slander these niggas, especially on shit I don't know or don't have any proof of? No. What are we doing, bruh? There's a whole lot of claims being made, allegations being thrown, but I'm seeing no proof.
N message you directly. Whoever N is, message Cory. How do you know this happened? Because you are not showing. And then the factor of you telling us this happened, what is supposed to make me just automatically believe you? We pulling a Pokemon, bro. Believe victims. I agree. Can you show me they're a victim? It's like, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, some heads not gonna like that. But no, this is real. Especially on this type of timing because, again, like, yo, this is giving Wattpad. This is giving Tumblr. This is giving, like, bruh. Yo, what are we gonna see some more emojis in this, John? Like Sierra's dropping in the Skeppy doc? Bro, this is, come on, bro.
That was the problem, and you were aware that was happening, but you never asked me what was going on, never checked in, never even questioned why your name was suddenly tangled in quiet drama. You just watched it unfold.
Never even questioned why your name was suddenly tangled in quiet drama. What the fuck is quiet drama? Who fucking... Bro. Oh my god, bro. There's no way. Fucking quiet drama? If the drama is quiet and nobody's talking about it, it's probably one of two things. Either some shit that's, like, you know, trying to be covered up, or some shit trying to be quelled. Pulling a fucking Epstein files right here. Or two to that shit is probably bullshit. It's probably bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because what the fuck is...
Never asked me what was going on, never checked in, never even questioned why your name was suddenly tangled in quiet drama. You just watched it unfold like it had nothing to do with you, and not long after that, one of your close friends, Brandon, someone who had never acknowledged me, suddenly started watching my IG stories like clockwork.
You have proof of this? Why didn't you screenshot this, John, to show, like, a pattern of behavior that, like, this person is constantly stalking your stories and all that? See, like, this is... like
he was assigned, like he was waiting to see if I'd finally speak.
Oh shit! Wait!
Watching my IG stories like clockwork, like he was assigned, like he was waiting to see if...
Okay. Finally! Yo, we might be getting somewhere! Wait!
If I'd finally speak. No apology, no courage, just surveillance, and although I hate drama, this was never something I wanted to be a part of.
Okay, is there repeated efforts of this though? That's one screenshot. Like, is there multiple times that this fool is doing this?
Especially when I was minding my own damn business. It started feeling like...
It doesn't seem like you were, because again, you're peeping game on how all these different people are doing these things and message you. This Brandon guy is screenshotting your story. All this different shit is happening. Like, nah, I don't think you were minding your own damn business on. What the fuck is going on here?
A sign, a push I didn't ask for, but maybe I needed. And looking back, I'm grateful. Because of that, I met the others, the other women you heard, and one by one, I got introduced to more of them. Women with stories, women with messages.
Can they present their stories, messages, please? I would love to see them. And again, not to be the contrarian fucking asshole, not to glaze up CoryxKenshin, even though obviously we know fucking Cory's beloved, but seriously, to corroborate these allegations you are pushing against CoryxKenshin, to say that he's just abusive in general, he's emotionally abusive, he's manipulative and all this different type of shit. From her herself, this is Panda X. Wait, what is her name again? I'm not even trying to be like rude or none of that shit. I'm just trying to be serious. Like,
CoryxKenshin has received a shocking allegation.
From where is her name? Yeah, from Panda Ninja. Damn, where was I in the John now? Fuck. I gotta go back to where it was. No. Okay, there we go. Yeah, from Panda Ninja X. Like, we're not getting anything substantial from Hun. This is all, again, just putting out a story. Like, yo, we have never got to the climax. This is just a constant rise in action, and I guess we're just going up forever, as if this boy's a crypto and we never cratered, or we're just all the way to the moon. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe these women that you're talking about will come out and give the stories. Please share their messages that were never seen, because I would love to see them. Because, you know what I'm saying, if again this is substantiating these claims made against Cory, then Cory would need to be condemned. He's doing a lot of big bad. But from everything I'm seeing, which in the efforts of proof in something to substantiate these claims made against, you know what I'm saying, Mr. CoryxKenshin, because those Xbox Live messages and that one Discord message and this one screenshot of a bull is not going to do it for me. Yeah, I'm going to need to see more. Once more. Because this is not going to make me automatically be like, oh yeah, bro, CoryxKenshin, he's a fucking manipulator, bro. This nigga thinks he's like Yagami, Ryuichi Kataguri, fucking Lelouch v Britannia, nigga. Like, bro, I don't know what the fuck fuck, bro? Like, I'm not gonna immediately just off of this be calling him that shit and dropping these shits on his name. Now, we're going to need more. So if these women you're talking about, these huns, these girly pops, love it babes, have this shit, please bring them front and center stage. I would love to converse. Because with you, there's nothing.
The same affection when it benefited you, the same withdrawal when emotions got real. Blame always shifted onto the other person. For the first time in a long time, the weight I'd been dragging alone didn't feel so heavy anymore. When we weren't alone and weren't broken, just convinced we were. They stayed quiet, just like I did, because they didn't think their voice would matter, because it's easy to carry the pain than to explain it. But pain doesn't need permission to be real. Maybe I was meant to be the one to speak until they're ready to. They're not alone, because everyone deserves that moment. That one where it's safe to exhale, to feel seen, to be heard, to remember they're real.
I want to hear them. If they have this proof that, again, Cory is an abuser, a fucking emotional abuser, and a manipulator, I want them to be seen, I want them definitely to be heard, and they definitely need to be remembering that they are real because, yo, yes, if they are victims in this, John, they need justice. Can we show the proof that Cory needs to be served it, though?
This is my story to tell, and theirs to protect until they're ready. I was tired of living like your name held more weight than my voice, tired of wondering if speaking would get me heard or destroyed, afraid that the second I said your name, people would start seeing me and start labeling, that the world would care more about protecting your reputation than hearing what you did, while everything I am...
I'm so willing to hear what he did. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so willing to hear. I'm not hearing anything. It is quite literally falling on deaf ears. Yo, what are we doing, bro? Oh my god. Y'all, I'm not trying to laugh. I'm not trying to be bullshitting, but like, I'm telling y'all, again, like in all seriousness. Okay, let Trilly be real. I'm gonna say this one more time. Trilly repeats himself. Trilly yaps everything. The year of 2024 was the year of allegations. A lot of people got served up some allegations during that year. Let me tell you, man. It was a doozy. Dr. Diddy spagged, you know what I'm saying, EDP, a lot of fools. Let's be honest, it was real bad. Within the era we are in right now, people do a lot of spreading misinformation, misconstruing arguments, just generally lying, you know what I'm saying, and just slandering people, right? If you are going to levy very, very serious allegations against people, ones that potentially could ruin their career / ruin their entire lives, you are going to need to substantiate this. We cannot be living in the era of guilty, you know what I'm saying, before proven innocent. No, it has to be innocent before proven guilty because, yo, if we're just immediately going out condemning everyone to the worst effect, bruh, people, and like with Pokimane with her tweet, believe victims, you saw in the comments, oh, well, Pokimane freaking, you know what I'm saying, raped me. Oh, well, Pokimane did this, that, and the third. Yeah, I'm sure Pokimane in that effect is going to be like, huh, I did. Well, I probably want to see some proof of this happening, right? So again, off of this factor with all of this, if you were going to be making these claims with Cory, using that as like, you know what I'm saying, the example that like, you know what I'm saying, he's an emotional abuser, that he's a manipulator and all these type of jobs, it is going to need to be severely substantiated. I cannot just go off of some Xbox Live messages or one Discord message, one bull, one time, you know what I'm saying, looking at an Instagram story or highlight or whatever, and be saying that CoryxKenshin is now all of these different things confirmed, stamped in. We need to condemn him to the ultimate effect. That's not flying, bro. That's not flying. It's not going. It's dead. It is. You know what I'm saying? And if we let stuff like this keep happening, it's the worst effect for everybody. Because then it's like, yo, you could just say whatever you want about somebody, especially on affected heads, because you don't like them or you have a bias against them. And now it's like, well, okay, this person made these claims against them. I guess we have to believe them 100% now. Can't even let the person, you know what I'm saying, give their side of the story, give their cause, you know what I'm saying? Or better yet, just give their rebuttal to this. Nah, we have to immediately condemn them. Because then, once more, you keep saying this about people. They're gonna ask, well, prove it. Well, prove that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep slandering their name. You're gonna keep spreading misinformation. Well, prove it. You're claiming this. Prove it. And if you have no proof, now what? You look dumb. You're spreading misinformation. Not good. So yeah, that just leads back to what I was saying off of this. Just
again, going through this the whole time. I'm gonna need more. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could read all of these different TikTok posts, TikTok slide, but at the end of the day, if there's nothing substantive here, how serious can I take this? Be real. That's what it is. And that's how it truly feels. Feel free to agree or disagree. But y'all already know. Keep it cordial and amicable, baby. We don't want a war in the comments.
Everything I built risked being overshadowed by you. Some people told me to stay quiet thinking it would protect me, but that kind of protection still hurt because it made me feel like the world wasn't ready to hear the truth. And maybe it still isn't, maybe they're side with you, but I'd rather be hated for telling the truth than stay silent to protect your comfort or their denial. This was never about revenge, this is about accountability. You award kindness in public.
It's never about revenge. It's about accountability. What is he taking accountability for? What did he do? You're claiming again that he's an abuser, emotional abuser. Nice manipulator. I've seen none of it. What is he taking accountability for?
Cruelty in private, and silence helped you get away with both. I'm done swallowing my story so you can keep your fake reputation intact. Because part of me wants to believe he wasn't as cold as he acted, because part of me thought love meant fighting through the worst. People love to ask, why didn't you just leave? Like they've never clung to the wrong person out of hope. Like they never swallowed their own voice just to keep the peace. But they never asked, why did he make it so hard? Why did he coming back? Just enough to confuse me? I stayed because I wanted to believe it would get better, because I forgot what I was worth, because I didn't know how much damage had been done, because when you're constantly made out to feel like you're the issue, you start believing pain is what you deserve. But I'm not that girl anymore. Even soft girl snaps when they've had enough, and I've had enough. I was dragging pain nobody could see, trying to survive shit I couldn't even name. Let's get one thing straight. I didn't write this for you to believe me. I'm not here to ruin him. I'm not here asking.
At the very worst, this shit just sounds like she was even saying on the one end of the tweet, like, this just sounds toxic. Like, this does not sound abusive. This just sounds like toxic. Like, heads just, they probably had both, at least the way I'm interpreting this and off of my opinion, they probably both had, I guess, certain directions, or at least how Corey was saying in the one post, like, just didn't have his shit together, at least didn't know the direction he was trying to go in his life and all that. Like, yeah, he's successful, though. We acknowledge that Corey's one of the most successful YouTubers on the fucking plat. But even still to that, just because you got money, clout, and all that doesn't mean that everything's peas, everything's fire going on with your mental and all that type of shit. So like, yo, they're probably, you know, two heads that like, yeah, they love each other, they got these feels for each other, but like, yo, they probably was going down two different directions in life and they just wasn't aligning, which obviously, I say it all the time, you ideally don't have to want the exact same shit your partner wants, because if you do, it's probably some Yoko Soy dub shit. And that's bad. But ideally, like within future, especially like future things that you want to do, future goals and aspirations, you ideally want it to align at least a little bit. And if it doesn't, yeah, that can breed some toxic Johns going on in a relationship. That can breed some, you know what I'm saying, frustrations and or disagreements and or arguments and shits like that. But again, to call this all abuse, emotional abuse, all this, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. It's not giving that.
To pick sides. I'm asking you to sit with the truth, even if it makes you sit. He hurt people, he manipulated, disregarded, and walked away clean every time.
Again, can you show me some more things that would substantiate this? Because from what you've shown, it doesn't give me that at all.
I'm not the first, and I won't be the last, unless someone finally says something. I didn't speak up for years, not because I had nothing to say, but because I knew how this world treats women who speak against men with status. I knew I'd be labeled bitter, jealous, unstable, and knew his fans would tear me down before they ever tried to understand me, because I knew people would stop seeing.
I would gladly understand you, hun. I'm willing to listen to it all. I ain't gonna lie. Trilly does indeed yap everything. He does. Trilly slaps everything. Trilly sits here for 5 hours straight watching pods to get all the tea, the slops, the drama. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be willing to hear you out, but within me hearing you out, it would be very, very much in yours and my best interest if you show me some direct, substantial proof that Corey's doing this. Once more.
Me and only see who I was connected to. You don't know me, but you don't know me either. You know the version he shows you, the one he wants you to believe. You weren't there, I was. So if you want—
Well, to be honest with you and frank with you, yeah, I would assume that most people that know CoryxKenshin, at least especially on the internet, do not know him. Why? Because that's feeding into the parasociality shit. They're all subscribers. Yes, again, you can have a favorite content creator, idol, singer, yada yada, this, that, and the third. But again, like I see all the time, you need to look at their successes, accolades, and things of such like that, and more or less idolize those things and try to add your own creative and innovative aspects to them. You cannot idolize these people as fucking gods and all that shit, because they are not gods. Everyone is human, and if you're human, that means you're flawed, because there's no such thing as a perfect fucking human. You feel me? So yeah, this shit already, like, it just, especially not going for me. But anyway, yeah, going off of that, you know the version he shows you, yeah, duh. And this is like the Law City shit. Avocado! It's like, yeah, I totally understand if a content creator, you get up on the cam and you play it up a little bit. It's like, yeah, I don't want you skinwalking again. Velocity, I have no idea if anything you're saying is ever the truth or not. Yada yada, this, that, and the third. It's just so bad, that Velocity syndrome. But like, nah, of course you're gonna play it up a little bit or whatever. You want to be entertaining. That's the whole point. Nobody is gonna fucking watch your videos if you're not entertaining. Again, this is why I sit here and generally question who the fuck is watching Noah Samson, because god damn, that's the best shit to be putting on at night to make my ass fucking snoozing, bro. There's nothing. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, you on some level gotta be entertaining. So yeah, of course, whatever he shows on cam is whatever we're gonna be privy to as well to that too, because yo, some heads, it would be in their very much best interest to keep their personal lives and shit behind the camera. Very much so. Whether that be their relationships, and boy do I know a couple that needs to do that. Whether it be that, you know, any other family matters, things as such, yeah. They want to keep that private because that's what it is. Private information that they should have privacy on. So yeah, of course, whatever he shows us on the cam is whatever we're gonna see. Yeah, because that's the content part of his life. Oh my god, it pissed me off so much. The one you want to believe, he fucking makes videos about video games and shit. Oh my god, this is so stupid. I can't. I really hate it. I'm gonna be honest. I really do hate it. You weren't there. I was. Yeah, no shit. Because again, I'm behind a fucking screen watching him because he's fucking, you know what I'm saying, doing the ninja slash and shit, and he's making his own fucking manga, which is cool as shit. I do want to read that, job. But like, yeah, of course I fucking wasn't there. What the fuck?
To excuse him, go ahead, but own what
so
you're.
If you want to excuse him, I'm not excusing him. I want you to show more proof, hun. You showed us nothing. I'm sorry, I can't take those Xbox Live Discord and that one screenshot of that bull on Instagram serious as proof. That John's not doing nothing for me. I'm not excusing him. I want you to show me more, so if he needs to be condemned, we can condemn Cory.
Defending, because now you're.
But own what you're defending, because now you're part of it? Sure. I'll own. This is the part I'm defending. If Miss Panda Ninja Hun here has more proof to substantiate the claims that CoryxKenshin is an abuser, an emotional abuser, and or a manipulator, then I would like her to please show more of it. Because therefore, that would substantiate more that CoryxKenshin has to be brought to justice. If she can do that, 100%, we will absolutely listen and hear her out. Stamped. If she cannot do more to substantiate and show more proof that these allegations need to be leveled against Cory, I will not be taking her serious. Stamped. Simple as that. Moving on.
You're not defending a good man, you're defending a mask. You can side with him, just don't act surprised when more stories surface. You've been warned. He didn't just hurt me, he hurt many. You're all dim to him, doesn't make you
great. I just came off as saying, you can side with him, but just don't act surprised when more stories surface. Sure, and when those things surface, I will be there to be like, damn, Cory, this looks bad on you, my guy. We need to condemn you for this shit. But so far, from what I've seen, which is, again, basically nothing, cannot condemn him.
It makes you blind. So the girls watching him with hearts in their eyes, thinking you'd be the exception because you're different, prettier, more understanding, more his type, you won't be. He doesn't need a better woman, he needs to become a better man, and he won't. You could be stunning, soft, loyal, everything he claims he wants, and still, it won't stop what's coming. Because he doesn't just hurt people, he mentally chips away at them, he makes you question your worth, your memory, your tone, your reactions. That's not just bad communication, that's emotional and mental abuse. Now ask yourself.
And I'm supposed to formulate that off of what, again? The things that you showed, those text messages, the Xbox Live, the Discord, John? I'm supposed to formulate off of that? I wouldn't make those claims off of that, personally.
Of this. Would he have stayed if things got real? Messy, vulnerable human? Would he show up when there's nothing in it for him? Would he just make you feel safe, or just make sure he feels comfortable? Would he be there if your life fell apart tomorrow? You don't have to wait for proof, the red flag's already there. If you love your
Nah. Ridiculous! You don't have to wait for proof. The red flag's already there. Never, baby. Never, baby. What did I say earlier? No. Guilty before proven innocent? No. Innocent before proven guilty? Yes.
I will not be just immediately just saying, nah, bruh, we don't need the proof, bro. Nah, you don't have to wait for the proof. The red flags are already there. I will not be saying that, John. I will not be saying or doing that, John. Nah, bruh. This is, again, how you spread misinformation, slander people, make defamatory claims. This is 100% how you do that. I will not be doing that. Pass.
Self-leave now before you lose pieces of your mind, your heart, and your identity trying to decode a man who was never meant to be held. Before no version of yourself, not the strongest, most beautiful, most forgiving, can fix a man who's addicted to power over your soul. Find someone who doesn't destroy the people who love her. I don't really care if she's talking directly to people who might be interested in dating Cory, people who are already dating Cory. Everybody needs to wait for proof. That's such a...
Exactly. That claim is crazy. I cannot believe, again, this is like the same thing with the Skeppy Johns. I cannot believe that, yo, and your official John making direct, like, defamatory claims against CoryxKenshin too, against someone who, let's all admit here, with the amount of subscribers he got, has a lot of G's. I cannot even believe that you would directly say in there, you don't have to wait for proof. The red flags are already there. Hun, girly pop, Miss Panda Ninja. Don't you think by saying that, that's kind of a red flag in itself? It might be. Yeah.
reckless thing to say in your own allegation. Don't
Reckless. I'm going to be fucking, again, I'll look y'all in the face and be 100% frank. That was the dumbest shit I've ever fucking seen someone put in a Johns, bro. This is like Denim's tier self-owning. What the fuck are we doing? You're gonna say don't wait for proof? Insane works we have going on there. Fuck do you mean don't wait for proof? That is, again, directly just guilty and guilty before proven innocent. Like, bro. Nah. We're not doing it. We're not.
wait for proof. You know, you don't need that. He's just walking red flag. And then she finishes off her part 3 of her allegation, the final part. Then she has posted pictures of her and Cory.
Nah, I'll read that shit. Hold on.
He's just walking red flag. And then she finished.
I know not everyone will be ready to hear this. Some will deny it. I'm not denying it. Some will defend him. Not defending him, just want more proof. Some will twist it into something it's not. No, I think that's what you're doing because, again, you have barely shown anything that is any regards to more proof. Because facing the truth is harder. No, if he has to face the truth and there's something more substantial to prove that all these things are true about him, that he's a general abuser, emotional abuser, manipulator, all this shit, then hey, we will be condemning CoryxKenshin. Then holding on to the version that they were shown. Again, if you're parasocial as hell and think, CoryxKenshin is a god or any other of these YouTubers, social media creators, whatever is a god, that's your own prerogative. But I'm going to tell you, you're a dumbass and people are human and you need to wake the fuck up. You need to wake the fuck up. People can be flawed. They're not gods. Anyway, people will say what they want. They always do. Sure, because again, people are entitled to their opinions. But I'll be frank with you. When you're making, again, really crazy claims about someone, I would hope they're really substantial. Like, there's substantial proof behind them boys. Because we can't just be believing our own delusions and or things that are very crazy about people because we do not like them or feel like we were wronged by them personally. I didn't write this for them. I wrote it because I was there and they weren't okay. I mean, sure, but again, I would like to see more proof of it. And that's the only difference that matters. Sure.
She is off her part 3 of her allegation, the final part. Then she has posted pictures of her and Cory together and also a 44-second clip where Cory...
Again, that is cute, but I mean, those pictures aren't going to do enough for me to just, again, say that he is an emotional abuser, and or a manipulator.
Cory is making a questionable joke towards her.
I'm still on.
Let me see, POV, you didn't know. This is one of the videos I look back on and realize he never cared. He just wanted to see how long you'd let him hurt you.
Then I woke up again and it was awful.
Did you watch me sleep?
Hmm?
Did you watch me sleep?
Yeah, I actually did something to you while you were asleep too.
What?
I'm sorry. I just got this fetish that I do. You know.
Okay.
I didn't hurt you. You're good, right?
What'd you do, Cory?
Just don't worry about it.
Cory?
It's good.
Sussy boy.
Cory, what did you do?
Do nothing. Look, this camera out of my face. I didn't do anything.
He did something, and I'm gonna find out on the next episode of
Dragon Ball Z, where you go with this?
And recently on her story, she posted some...
I'm going to be honest with you. Frankly, that's not going to do nothing for me because, let's be real here. Hun, in the video, she herself is laughing, joking around about this. And when was this? That's a better question too, because I don't understand. If you were so uncomfortable in the moment and all this type of jazz and all this type of beat, why did you not say something then? Because then we're using, or what are we using? Like plausible deniability. Oh, well, now we're looking back and see this was the signs and all that. This was the sign. Nah, like you're joking around with him too. Y'all dead are both goofing and gaffing about this shit. What are we talking about?
Scrolling footage of the Xbox DMs, although it is pretty short. And then of course, as these allegations have been going viral all across social media and especially platforms like Twitter, she also took to her story to clarify that no, she's not accusing him of SA. There is so much currently floating around this. Some people are questioning why the format on the Xbox messages is different, why her profile pictures are different. Some people are claiming that no, there is a completely different side to the story, and I've been making posts about it as well. But that is all the public information currently on this CoryxKenshin situation. At the time of recording, there is no response from Cory.
I'm about to say, well, then if any more info come out, then yeah, we're gonna have to cover it. But from again, what I've seen so far, we'll save it for the final bins and conjecture.
There is no other updates from the accuser, and I think it's important to wait for CoryxKenshin's response, because it is most likely that he will be responding to this, as this set of allegations has exploded across the internet. I think it's also incredibly important to wait for both sides, not to jump to conclusions, and innocent until proven.
I'm not jumping to conclusion at all. Like, I literally been saying that the whole time. It's literally innocent until proven guilty. We not doing the other shit. We're not doing guilty until proven innocent, bro. That shit. That shit is bad. That's me.
Guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. That is something I firmly believe in, and I think people just need to wait for both sides of the story and wait for more conclusive evidence. Everybody watching, what's your thoughts on all of this? Please feel free to comment down below all your thoughts, and once you're done, then you might as well subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a future video and any updates on this situation. But I've been your host Samuel, and I will catch you in the next YouTube video. Goodbye.
You already know, gang. Of course. Shout out one of the Slop Kings. Slopping Mule. We got CoryxKenshin situation is insane, and I'll tell you what, these allegations, quite the doozy. But if you guys want to watch the OG video to give your own opinions and conjecture, down in the description, first link, share the love with Sloppy Mule. But final opinions and conjecture, Miss Panda Ninja. I'll be honest with you, hon, again, with the whole story and whole plot line I say you gave out here with these allegations, again, that CoryxKenshin is a general abuser, an emotional abuser, and or a manipulator, we're going to need to see more. Like I said, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, these claims, again, like, when you're making claims like this, and especially when there's nothing substantial behind him, there could be potentially defamatory. You could be spreading misinformation. You could be slandering him and things and such like that. So, yeah, it's a bit mixy to be putting these out like that. And from what I've seen, obviously, again, listing it out, that last video that we just came off as seeing, I don't think that's too substantial, considering she was playing into the joke of this John as well, depending on how you interpret it. But at least during the video moment, you could tell that she was laughing about this John, and she doesn't look as very much distressed or uncomfortable in that moment. So that's tough on that. Obviously, them Xbox Live messages, not enough. Not enough. I'm going to be honest. Again, obviously, we should, and all, again, within her talking about her being obviously sexually abused and all that, we should feel sympathy for her on that, because you do not want that happening to nobody, baby. I don't want to see nobody going through any traumatic events. It's always love. You know, we get down. Keep your people safe. Keep everybody safe in general. Spread love. But yeah, within that, like, I don't think, again, Cory was trying to be on that type of timing, or even, obviously, even to that, try to be disrespectful to her in that way too. So I don't think those John substantiated. Obviously, that one Discord message where he was saying he was backpedaling or whatever, where he was saying that it's not because of, like, he was trying to use her or whatever, like, yo, he was just in a messed up space, but he obviously did, like, love her and all that type of beat. I don't know. It's just none of that shows emotional abuse to me, let alone general abuse, let alone him trying to manipulate her. It's just, at worst, to me, just seems like toxic relationship. But obviously, to that, the main thing is that her making these claims and really not having anything that I would say is substantial proof is the main thing. And we need to see if she drops any more, because if not, these claims, mixy, to say the very least. Other than that, though, yeah, if more info about this comes out, we will be covering it, baby. Last but not least, again, show the love with one of the Slop Kings. He's been on the page mad times recently. Sloppy Mule. And I'll be catching y'all on the flip, baby. Peace.